Hey there, I'm Heather Blaze with Boost You Fast Track to Money Blueprint. Welcome. You may or may not know this, but I help business owners set up strong foundations in their business so that they can scale it to have time and money freedom to do what they love. And I am here with Lydia Karstead, founder of Unbreakable Enterprises. If you're struggling in your business and you need more clients, she's here to share some of the strategies she has used to get some amazing results, and we'll get into that in a minute. But she's created a high ticket program that gets incredible results for her clients, and it's completely different than what she actually signed on for. So please welcome Lydia. Welcome,
Hi,
Lydia.
thank you so much. It's awesome to be here.
Yeah, my pleasure. I'm excited. So excited to talk to you about this. So you just graduated. It hasn't been that long. How long was it from the time you graduated to getting your first two clients?
Um, let's see. Well, this year has been like the weirdest, longest, strangest year ever. Um, Thinking back, like, it was just a couple of months after I completed the course. Then I guess it was really about halfway through. Then I was still struggling and trying to hold on to like that thing that I thought I was supposed to be doing, and
Mhm.
really realizing, wait a second, that's this other thing was already here, and this is actually what I really want to do. And I just kind of on a whim, I was like, I'm going to take this workbook and I'm going to lay out all of these things that I'm working on with this other project. And then like it just hit me, oh my god, this is what I love, this is what I want to do, this is how this works. And really, it seemed like it was just a few days, like after I started talking with Rhett, my partner that I work with in the motorcycle stunt show. And I mean, things just kind of opened up like a big gushing waterfall. And it was just like bam, bam, bam. And we were immediately like putting things out there on our social media. And within minutes, we're getting hits on what we were putting out there. Like, I don't know if that happens to everybody, but so, I mean, really, just
Oh, yeah.
a couple of months. It's just a couple of months since I completed the course, and now we've got um, 3 people signed up already for our course that we're offering, and a waiting list of other people just waiting for us to create more classes for them to. And they're going ahead and paying a deposit to secure their slot in each available class.
Amazing. I love it. I love it. That's so
It,
cool. Yeah,
it,
when you're in flow, that's what happens, and it's like you went in thinking you were going to do something completely different. And then that's what I love about this program is it really dives deep into, well, what are you really passionate about? What's ideal? Who are these ideal clients? Not just, you know, whatever it is. Sometimes you discover like, oh, I'm actually really passionate about something completely different. And then as soon as you tap into that, it's just like you said, boom, boom, boom. It's done. It flows like a waterfall, like a
it's
river,
not
like
like
a stream.
it's not like work. It's not like a grind. It's not like, oh, I gotta go and work, or I gotta go and figure this thing out. It's like it just there's so many things, like I can't write it down and capture it all fast enough. I just like
So
it's
cool.
really really been incredible.
That's so cool. So you don't have
Yeah.
to say the price of your program, but what I teach is how to create programs about what you're passionate about and sell them for between $3,000 and $10,000, just to give people an idea of, what I teach and what you can truly create around anything. And it shows you because you started out, tell people what you started out first what did you sign on to think you were going to be doing at first?
So, first of all, I signed on thinking that I was going to pick back up with something that I had begun years ago, which was coaching. And I was a life coach. I worked with people that were in addiction recovery and rehabilitation. And I thought I was going to go back to that, pick that back up, and I'm gonna build this coaching business. And then uh, so then I ended up with I've already been working with the motorcycle stunt show for the past 5 years,
Yeah.
and I'm just helping and just kind of getting into that. And I don't
Fun.
ride. I do ride motorcycles on the ground, but I don't stunt ride.
Okay.
But but I love. I there's so many aspects of that I love.
Hmm.
So I thought, but I was looking for this place where I'm supposed to fit. Like, what is my thing, or what is my mark, or what am I really passionate about, and just going back with, what I had always been told before. Well, you're good at this. This is who you are. This is what you should do. And really, the most amazing thing about this course, and it's not really something that is like, you might not necessarily know this is going to happen to you, but it helped peel back all of the layers of what I was told I was, and helped me to see who I really am, and then take myself seriously and think, oh, okay, I can do this. I can do this thing, and this is my thing too, because this is what I really, it just helped me to define, like, the clarity,
Mhm.
and even to define what I am passionate about, because I do love to help people, and I did love working with people in recovery, but that's not my story. That's not what I have.
Yeah,
And
it's
so
not what you're truly passionate about, or what's your purpose maybe in life. Or, I mean, you're already doing the motorcycle thing for fun. So why not build a business around it? And that's what's so cool, is that it's a blueprint. So it's customizable to whatever business it is. It just takes all the guesswork out of how to make it successful, right?
absolutely.
How do you create something and have that time and money leverage around what you're truly passionate about doing, whether that's helping people coaching, whether that's doing the motorcycle stunt stuff. I mean, it
And
can.
I always tell Rhett, I'm like, your job is so important, because without fun, and without something, like, people come to this show and they bring their kids here and they have fun, and they remember, oh, I remember I saw this when I was a kid, like in the 50s or in the 40s. It's an old show. And I'm like, what you're doing is so important, because it gives people a minute to just stand there and have 20 minutes of, wow, this is so much fun. I can't believe I'm watching this. And without that, life sucks, man.
Without fun, yeah, what's the point?
So, like, what is the point if we can't do something? And just so many aspects of the business of trying to figure out, even with the show, it's a very big production, and figuring out how to get people to pay what it's even worth to go and book shows. And he's kind of been on a journey of bringing it into the place where it is now over the past 25 years, to everything just kind of really aligned with what I was learning. I was like, my mind just started to explode with, oh my God, I can use this with everything that I do right now.
Yeah.
And just so much of doing away with that scraping around and scrounging around and doing something for just pennies, and it's just like, no,
No.
no. It
Valuable.
is what it is. This is valuable because I think it's valuable. I know how valuable it is to me,
Yeah.
and I'm not gonna just give it away
No.
for, it's casting pearls before swine at a point.
Okay.
And, I'm gonna pick those pearls back up and give them to somebody who can appreciate them and who wants to appreciate them. And I'm telling you,
Align
what you
is in alignment with what it is that you have to offer.
when you pay attention. That is our new motto in this
Oh, I
business.
love it. That's a good one. That's a good one. It's so true. If you put $20 in, you're going to get $20 worth of effort or value out of it. If you put $1,000, you're going to get $1,000 worth of value, typically, right? Like, as long as that value is there, and, it works.
Yeah,
So it's just
absolutely.
coming up with the value. Awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah. So now we're offering a something that Rhett has wanted to do for a long time, and we're offering an opportunity for people to come and actually learn how to ride in the stunt show called the Wall of Death, which is what he does.
Ah,
And it's a very limited, space is limited. He can't teach a huge classroom of people, so we're at like 3 to 5 people per session, and we're at $5,000 a person.
nice.
And I told him the other day, and at first, when I first said that number, he was
Yeah.
like, I
What?
mean, are you? And
But
I was like,
it's
no, I'm not going to argue with you about this.
yes,
I'm
because
telling you
you know what to say, you know how to communicate that value.
exactly.
Once you do that, once you know that,
And people are falling all over themselves ready to, I mean, can I
got a
pay
waiting
now? Where
list.
do I pay?
That's
But
right.
I mean, and that was such a big confidence boost to him, even to
Mhm.
realize when that first person was like, when we got those first couple of people and they're like, okay, how do I pay? And he's like, I mean, it really blew him away. So it's just,
I
the
got
trickle down
goosebumps.
effect. Yeah, the trickle down effect from my confidence and me taking me seriously
Yeah.
and being like, yeah, yeah, like we can do this. Like I got this. This is, and then helping to communicate to him, no, you're worth it. And I know there's value. You've got
Mm,
25 years of experience. Who wouldn't want to spend 3 days with you in this class? And
mm.
$5,000 is not even that much. I'm actually thinking it needs to be 7,500.
Yeah. They get the value. As long as the value's there, that's
Absolutely.
it. You know,
They get
and
a
that
once in
is
a
that's 25
lifetime
years.
opportunity.
That's a
Yeah,
lot. Yeah.
once in a lifetime opportunity to ride machines that he built just for the purpose of training. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
I
No
mean,
brainer. No
yeah,
brainer. Amazing.
absolutely.
I love it. I love it. So what was your situation before we worked together?
So I was feeling very frustrated and throttled is the thing,
Mm.
the term that has kind of been mulling over and over in my mind for months. I was just feeling so throttled down, like everything that I tried to do, uh, you know, no, 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 you can't do that, or just peeling back all of the layers and going back to my own, you know, I'm a very big, like, sky's the limit kind of thinker. Like nothing is impossible. It doesn't matter. And I used to feel like that a lot. I used to think that way, back 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Nothing was impossible. It didn't matter how much it cost or how much whatever. It was just nothing was impossible. And over the years, unfortunately, sometimes those things kind of get beat down out of us. And so I had gotten to a point where I was feeling very stuck and throttled, and I have all of this creativity and all of these things that I still want to express in this. I'm a very passionate kind of person, but no outlet for any of that. And I was trying to go back to something that I thought was going to be that outlet where, oh, oh, maybe this is who I am, or maybe this is what I am, or maybe that's what I do. And when the universe had already brought this outlet for all this creativity right to me,
Mm.
and I was sabotaging myself.
Yeah,
You
and sometimes we can't even see it. And that's a really good point because sometimes there's so much opportunity, that we get stopped from that because it's like, okay, which direction do I go in? And so if you
Mhm.
don't have that clarity and somebody to walk you through to get you there, you're just gonna
Right.
keep spinning your wheels, feeling like a hamster on the wheel, staying
Yeah.
stuck. And look at 8 weeks, now you're on fire, you know?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. No, I'm already
Living the dream.
I'm so many things are just, I mean, it's fantastic. It feels so good to feel like, again, to feel like I can do anything,
I love it.
and just to take myself seriously, but to take myself in business seriously,
Yeah.
and realize that, yeah, like I can do this. I open my bank account, I have my debit card that says, and I mean, I'm just all of those things that are in like the very first action packet: clean out your desk or clean up your office, clean out a drawer in the file cabinet and actually
Yeah.
act like you plan on doing something here.
Yeah.
Um, and with the website and the merchandise, I realized that, speaking of taking it seriously, I spent 2 weeks building that website and I designed all the merch and everything.
Yeah.
Um, but here, in our home space, I still have all the merch just in bins or whatever, and I was like, "You know what? If I'm gonna do this, then I'm gonna do this." And I bought a whole shelving unit and I got all the merch out, and I'm like thinking about it like I expect to sell
Mhm.
5, 6, $700 a week worth of stuff off my website. Like I want to be
Yeah.
busy shipping stuff all the time. Like actually take it seriously and just do it. I'm
Yeah.
like, just do the damn thing. It's right there.
Right.
It's so cool.
I know, because that's the thing that I say in the master class is, we're not brought up, our whole system, our whole society isn't built on running businesses. We have we're trained to be workers from the get-go. Our parents, our friends, our TV, our schooling system, everything is training us to be workers. So even when people go, they're like, oh yeah, I'm going to start a business, they usually create a job for themselves. So
Right.
we have to
Right.
shift from employee Out of employee into empire, into business owner mindset. That's the first thing we work on.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. Not trading hours for dollars.
Yeah,
Not trading hours for dollars. It's not that. It's,
no, that's the time
um,
and money freedom right there.
mhm.
So you mentioned your results. You got 2, 3 clients, really quickly after graduating. You've got a waiting list. That's amazing. So what specifically did you get from the program to get those results?
Uh, the the confidence to just go ahead and say, well, you gave so many building blocks.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're just like you're not just pulling something out of the air and be like, oh, I'm going to charge $5,000 for this. Everybody will buy it. It's not that,
It won't work like
and
that.
it doesn't work like that. And but that's not what you're doing. And so just that entire shifting of the mindset and your relationship with money and value and understanding what the difference in money and value is, because
Mm,
that they're different. And when you understand and you really are like, when you know something, nobody can tell you, nobody can tell you any different. Like when you really know, you know what you know, and nobody can change that. And when you actually get the clarity that comes with knowing, okay, this is who I am, this is what I want, this is what I have to offer, and just knowing the value. And I don't really know how to explain how you get that, uh, but whenever it happens, it clicks, and you're like, okay.
yeah.
And
Well, it's
then
a process that I walk you through. Yeah.
it is, and
Mhm.
jumping through the fear,
Initial
everything
share.
that you want is right on the other side of your fear.
That's
And
so,
that thing that you are most afraid of, that's the thing that you need to do.
yeah.
That's the thing that you need to push through, because everything that you want is right on the other side of that fear. Take the step because you know that you already have the tools. It's not like you're standing there naked and you don't have any tools and you don't have any armor, or you don't know what's about to happen. Like, and you've looked at it, you know what you're doing, you've got it, and that process that you take us through of just getting the clarity and having the confidence to say, okay, here it is. I'm going to throw it out there. 49.95. 4,995.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
and just say, yeah, let's go. And as much as we know and we want to know that we are everything that we need is inside us, man, it sure does feel good when that first person is like, okay, sign me
Oh, yeah.
up. And
Yeah.
then, like, the confidence boost from that, like, after that, because you have the tools, you put the time in, you have the clarity, and then just that little confidence boost of somebody that also uh, believes in what you have, and you see that not only do you value this, but someone else will find value in it too.
Hmm.
It's on, man.
Yeah. Being able
There's
to
no looking
communicate that
back.
value from the clarity. It's so awesome. So you went from spinning your wheels, feeling throttled, as you would say. And it's interesting that you say throttled because that's the motor kind of, not many people use that word. Most people say stuck or spinning their wheels. So I like that you say throttled because it's very fitting with what you do.
Yeah,
There
yeah,
to complete clarity sounds like complete confidence because you are so clear about what to do and how it all works to communicate the value to get the clients paying those
yeah.
big
And
prices what you're
knowing all of that, it's not even so painful when somebody's like, "Oh, wow, that's expensive," or "That's too much," or what. And then I'm just like, "Well, okay."
yeah.
Because, and I think I told you this along in some of our talks, but my dad used to say this little he had this little saying, SW, 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 SW. Some will, some won't. So what? Somebody's waiting.
Yeah. Yeah, somebody just waiting for this. This is so awesome. How fun. That's incredible. What other specific things did you get from my program to get those results?
I love how it, it gives you the map and the tools, and it's all laid out there, and you just have to do it, and you have to apply it, and it's so it's very not simple in that it's complex, but it's simply orchestrated so that it's so organized, and everything builds so perfectly, and you can't just skip around, and it's not something that you can just like skim through and hit the high points, because, well, that's probably what you've been doing for your whole life if you landed yourself here anyways. So take the time, listen to it, do the work, and don't skip anything.
Yeah.
And like, the process, I really do enjoy the process of uncovering everything and really just breaking it down and not cutting any corners, and taking those action packs and looking at every little, and I'm now I told my daughter the other day, I'm going to take the action packs and I'm going to do a different whole entire thing for every single piece of merch that I want to launch on this website. I'm just going to break everything down and do it for every single thing for every launch, because it lays out everything so perfectly, so you don't miss anything. And if you
Yeah.
just I saw a sign in a factory, a metal factory one time, and it said, if you don't have time to do it right the first time, what makes you think you're going to have time to do it over after you do it wrong?
Yes, yes. Well, it's like I say often, it's like baking a cake, right? So if you follow the recipe, you get the beautiful cake in the end, you get the results. So same with building a business. You just follow the recipe, don't skip anything, don't substitute stuff, because there's a science to it when you're baking and, and business. It's the same thing. You get a beautiful, successful business in the end. So that's awesome. So did you have any fears before investing in me?
I was scared to death.
Yeah.
And I mean, but that was part of my journey, is taking myself seriously enough so I had like part of the room on one of my credit cards, and then I had to go and ask my husband for the rest of the money.
Mm,
And I I don't like that.
yeah.
I didn't like that.
Yeah.
I I want to contribute, our oldest daughter just turned 20 in September, and my son is 16. So our children are older, and we talked about the first 20 years of our life, kind of, like, well, we want you to stay home and you'll homeschool our kids, and that was definitely something that we wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I'm very happy that I did that. And that has been amazing. And so now, coming to the kind of the end of that journey, as also some other contributing factors to the way that I've been feeling over the past 5 years, like, oh, what am I going to do now?
Yeah.
Um, and really wanting to contribute financially to our family and the success of our family.
Mhm.
And even though we weren't in a position where we were hurting, I still really didn't like to have to go and ask him
Yeah.
that the rest of that money, but I did. And he was like, his confidence in me to just stroke the check and just be like, here you go, and trust that I wasn't just like, I mean, I don't know, it just like that whole thing of even the price of it, and believing in myself, or taking myself seriously enough to do something for myself, was like, that was a huge hurdle. I
Yeah.
thought that was going to be like the biggest hurdle. I thought, oh, after I did that, I was like, oh, well, the
Yeah.
rest of this is just going to be so easy.
But it exercises that muscle, right? It exercises that muscle too. So then it gets stronger when you move through that fear. It's like, oh, now it's easier the next time.
And
Because
I wasn't afraid that you weren't going to meet my I wasn't afraid that you were not going to have any value, or I wasn't afraid that the program was going to disappoint me. It wasn't I never thought, oh, she doesn't really know what she's talking about, or that this is, it wasn't that. It was really just me knowing that I was worth spending that money on also. And because I knew, and like, I think I told Serena in our first call, um, you know, she's like, she asked me, I don't remember how the question went, and I was like, no, I believe 100% fully, if this doesn't work for me, it's definitely not your fault. It's me. And I know that if I take this seriously and I put myself into the program, then I will 100% be successful. I know that.
Yeah.
So I never was afraid of like, oh, am I wasting my money, or oh, I could have bought, whatever. No, it's just that jumping through that hurdle of fear of prioritizing something that I really wanted to do and just being important enough to myself to invest in myself.
Yeah, that totally
And
makes sense. A lot of people have that fear. A lot of people have the fear that, they won't make the money back. A lot of people have the fear that they won't get what they need, but maybe they've invested in some other programs that didn't deliver. But I always say if you do the work, you'll get the result. It's 100%, right?
absolutely,
So
absolutely.
that's amazing that you worked through that fear and that you really invested in yourself. Because that's the other thing. It's like it's not like you're going and buying a TV that's going to depreciate, or you're going to buy a
Right.
pair of pants that you might wear or not wear. Like this is you do the work, you can use it over and over again. It's pays for itself over and over again. And look at how quickly you paid it back.
Oh,
The
yeah.
investment's already paid back like, within months. So
Mhm. Yeah,
I
yeah,
love it. I love it. So cool.
me too. And
So
I tell everybody about you. I've been sending your your links. A lot of my other entrepreneur friends are people that I see, um, and that's something that I did that was kind of a habit. And because I would catch a hold of something that I knew was something to help me, and then I would immediately think of all these other people that need to know this stuff too, and
yeah.
not just putting myself in the position of just working on what's right here.
Mhm.
And it's so neat to just have the experience, and now having walked through the class and now having used the information, and now I can say, hey, you know what? I mean, if you're serious about that, then I think you should go sign up for that class.
Nice. I love it. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like I'm here to serve. I'm here to help people get the results. So when they're ready, I'm here. So what do you think we did well to get you the results that we did?
I really appreciated how you I ended up to be the only person on the call for several weeks.
I know it's interesting. There was like so many people and then it just was like,
It
yeah, this
was
is
a
just us. Yeah.
very interesting, but whether there's one person or 100 people, you still did exactly what was there to do, and I really appreciated that. I appreciated the time, and I mean, uh, the thing that I think that you have done that has helped me the most is you have been authentically you,
Yeah.
and
Important.
I can see that, and I know that, and I feel that in every single thing that I read or watch or see of you. You're not just saying something that you learned out of a book, or or
Huh.
that somebody else said you did, but you did it. It's your authentic experience, and you focusing on those things for you.
Yeah.
That's what helped me,
Yeah.
because I see that and I'm like, yeah, I want to do that. That's what I want to do. I told Serena in the first conversation, Heather has just that little pebble has rippled out and touched all of the edges of my pond.
Aw.
And I want to be that pebble in somebody else's pond.
Yeah, and you are already. You're living it. It's amazing. So great. So great. So what's a tip you have for others to get to get from where you were to get to where you are now?
Um, Take yourself seriously and
Mm.
realize that you are the one that you're waiting for.
Mm,
You are the one that you're waiting for. You are the one that needs to be able to look in the mirror and say, I'm going to show up for you. You're worth it. Let's do the damn thing
yeah. Yeah.
and do it.
Everybody has such amazing gifts to give and some know it, some don't. So I love uncovering that for people and then
If we're always
monetizing
looking for something, if
it.
we're always looking for something outside of ourselves, to give us the go ahead to do everything that we want to do, then we'll be looking for that thing forever and we'll always be throttled.
There you go. Awesome. Awesome. Well, do you have any parting advice?
Do the work.
Yeah.
Do the work. Listen and don't skip over any of the questions, even if they're hard, especially if they're hard. Answer them anyways, and um, jump through your fear. Fear is a liar,
Mm. Yeah.
and
What about for, go ahead.
everything that you want is on the other side of your fear.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. That's what I was going to ask you. Do you like what advice do you have for somebody who's kind of maybe thinking about getting into the program, but they're feeling so much fear that, they don't, or thinking they don't have the money, or thinking they need to think about it, or thinking they need to do more research, or thinking stuff like that. What advice do you have for them?
I, everybody that I've listened to, every book that I've read, every coach that I've listened to, everybody kind of has this story of this point where they're at this place and they really know that they need something has to change, and you know what it is, but you block yourself from taking the step because you're afraid. But breaking through the fear, fear is a liar,
That's the key.
and fear will keep you throttled and miserable and walking around in circles, and really listening to Jen Sincero and the book You're a Badass at Making Money.
Yeah,
Her first coach that she hired was 85 grand.
I know. I'm a
I
bar.
mean, and it's amazing. Like, everybody has that story and it's all relative. It doesn't matter if it's, 3,500, 5,000, 55. The amount of money doesn't matter. But for you, whatever that thing is, like, we all have the story. We all have the point where we came to this point and we were brought, the universe brings us the the thing that's gonna be the answer to help us get where we need to go. And we're like, oh, I don't know. I don't know. Do it.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
do it.
that's it.
Just do it.
Amazing. Yeah, so cool. So cool. Thank you so much, Lydia. I'm sure this is going to help a lot of people.
I hope.
We'll put your link to what you have to offer in case somebody is interested in motorcycle stunt riding
Absolutely. Yes.
in the comments here. And I'm also going to put a link to book a call with me, and also the link to the master class if you're struggling or feeling something like this too, and you need some help with getting clients, setting up your business so that you can have time and money freedom to do what you love to do. I'll put the link down there for that. It just explains in a little bit more detail how it all works. And give us a like or a comment down below as well, and let us know what you found valuable from what we talked about today. I'd like to hear about it. But thank you so much. I'm so happy. I'm so proud of you. It's just
Thank
amazing.
you.
This is what fulfills me, like, yeah, the money's great, gives me options, but to hear when my graduates have success and they're living their dreams and they're just, I mean, it feels so good. I get goosebumps. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So really happy
It's
for you. Of
fantastic. Thank you so much. I appreciate it so much. And it was definitely divinely appointed.
course,
And
always at the perfect time.
yeah.
Thanks, Lydia. Take care.
Thanks, you too.